So what do you do when you come across a project that requires a certain level of time or expertise that you don't have? How do you move forward? We're going to cover all that in this video. So if you're running a small business of any kind, something you probably know is that inevitably you're going to come across projects that you just don't have the time or the expertise to do yourself. You can't do everything. You got to pick and choose what you're going to be good at and what kind of things you're going to either hire employees for or outsource to a freelancer. And what I want to talk to you about in this video is one of the freelance platforms I've used for a couple years now, which is called Fiverr. And Fiverr's been around for a long time now. And basically what it is it is just a huge network of freelancers from all over the world. And you can hire these freelancers to do all kinds of things. Like, it's almost shocking the kinds of help you can find out there. And the great thing about Fiverr is it's cheap, like really cheap. Pretty much the starting rate for just about any job out there is $5. Now with that being said, I will say that pretty much every job I've ever hired for on Fiverr ended up costing me more than $5. Like, we're talking to the tune of like $25 or $50 or maybe even $100. But it really all depends on who you hire, their level of expertise, and how much work you're looking for from them. Based on my experience with Fiverr, I would kind of think of it as sort of like the Walmart of freelance platforms out there. And when I say that, I mean that there's generally a pretty decent level of quality, but not everybody on Fiverr is great at what they do. Sometimes cheap stuff is a great value, and sometimes cheap stuff is just that. It's cheap. It might get the job done, it might not get the job done. But something I love about Fiverr is that when you do enough jobs through that platform, you're eventually going to find people who are very, very good at what they do, and the price is still very, very cheap. So don't get me wrong, there is some extremely valuable professional expertise available on this website. So what I want to show you in this video is what Fiverr looks like, how it works, how to sign up, how to find the kind of help you're looking for, and just give you a really good overview on how the website works. And I think you're going to find it pretty helpful. I know I have. Once you're familiar with the platform and how to go about finding the help you need, I think you'll be off to the races. So let's jump into it and I'll show you how the website works. All right, so when you get to the Fiverr website, it's going to look something like this. The layout and design and picture may have changed since I recorded this video, but you should see this kind of a thing. Just go ahead and enter in your email. This is a really, really easy way to open up your account with them. Just go like this and then click free sign up. And then it's going to bring you to this page. Just go ahead and click continue. And then you'll choose a username and put that in here. So go ahead and put that in there and come up with a password. And then we will click join. Once you're here and once you've confirmed your account, there's a couple ways that you can go about finding the help that you need. One way is to just go ahead and start surfing this navigation menu and start looking for the people who fit the general description of what you're looking for. So for example, if I was trying to put together like a video explaining something, I could go here and maybe click this one right there. Or say if I wanted somebody to do some copywriting or editing for me, I could shop around in this section of the site. Digital marketing, say if I wanted to do some SEO work for my website, get more traffic, I could click on that. Or I could do some social media marketing, click that, video advertising, all kinds of stuff. You get the idea. One thing I will show you, let's say for example, if we were looking for somebody to do some voiceover work for us. I could click on this guy, for example, and pretty much every person that you click on, they're going to have some kind of a profile where they showcase their talents or whatever kind of services they can do for you. And it has the price list of how much it's going to cost for certain things. And basically the entry level price for everything is $5. But in a lot of cases, it will end up costing more than that because, say in this case, if I wanted the guy to read this number of words for me, it's going to cost an additional $5. And you can do things like get, music added to it or sync it up with a video or get it delivered faster, all those things. And all these people are going to have ratings here, so you can take a look at how good they are and what kind of reviews they've gotten, which should make you fairly confident about who you're working with before you agree to work with them. You can also listen to their background and just hear more about them. So let's listen in on this guy.
Hello, Fiverr fans. My name is Andrew, and I would love to do your voiceover. I can do a voiceover for pretty much anything you can think of. From the friendly guy next door. Why do more than 135 million Americans choose mutual insurance to protect their homes and farms? It's because we have policyholders, not shareholders. To the deep, dark, and commanding voice.
But after those trials, we all rallied around what was right and acted as one.
So you kind of get the idea. It's kind of funny. Some of the stuff on Fiverr is a little weird. Fiverr is kind of a mix of like silly stuff and serious stuff. So another way to handle this, if you don't necessarily want to pick the person based on their profile, is to actually post the gig and then get people to bid on your gig. So just for example, I'll show you how that works. If you go up here to dashboard and click on that, and then you can go over here where it says requests and then post a request. And in this example, I'm going to show you how you would post a job. Say if, for instance, you had a really complicated Excel file that was just all jumbled up all over the place, and you wanted to get it totally rearranged to be laid out from rows into columns. And if you're doing this yourself, it would probably take you hours and hours and hours, but you're looking for an Excel whiz out there who can do it in a matter of minutes because they know all the tricks that you don't know. So if that's the kind of work I was looking for, I would type in a description that sounds something like this. I have a complex list of information in an Excel spreadsheet with the data currently laid out in horizontal rows, and I need the information to be rearranged into columns. So a nice thing you can do is if you have the actual Excel file, or if you have, say, screenshots of what it currently looks like and then what you want it to look like, you can go ahead and attach those files right here and just completely eliminate any ambiguity about what it is you're looking for, which will basically increase the likelihood that you'll find somebody who can actually deliver what you want because they're going to fully understand what it is you're looking for. So just keep that in mind. I'm not going to do it here, but just so you know, if you have that kind of information that you can provide, that's definitely going to help. And then moving on down here where it says choose a category, this is where it's really, really important to know precisely what it is you want and what kinds of people can most likely provide that for you. And something like an Excel spreadsheet is kind of a weird example. If you were looking for like voiceovers or like logos or a website design or something like that, that would be fairly easy because you could just go ahead and click, graphics and design or music and audio if you were looking for voiceover, that kind of stuff. But in this case, for the rearranging of an Excel file, I would start by clicking on programming and tech. And for the subcategory, I would go down here and click on data analysis and reports. And then again here, I would go and click on Excel because that's the type of file I'm working with. And then for this particular type of problem, I might click on macros, which is basically just a way of applying similar changes all throughout a spreadsheet so you don't have to do it manually. Or I might even click on like help consultation. And the reason I might do that is if I actually want to understand what this person is doing so I can learn how to do it in the future. So really either one of those would be fine for this type of situation. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on macros here. And then once you place the order, when would you like your service delivered? This one's pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to give them 3 days in this situation. That's usually the kind of turnaround time I'm looking for based on the size and scope of the project. And then what is your budget for this service? For something like this, I might expect to pay somewhere around $50 depending on the size of the list and how messed up it is. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that in here. And keep in mind, this one is optional, but if you do put that in there, it's basically just going to tell anybody who bids on it that, hey, if you're planning on sending me a quote for $500 or something, then just don't even bother because $50 is all I have to spend. So once you got that stuff in there, you'll go ahead and just click post. And now that that's out there, it's going to take us at least a few hours until we start getting some bids out there. So I'm posting this at about 9:00 p.m. and I'm going to come back to this tomorrow morning and we'll take another look and see what kinds of bids we have and get an idea for how much this is going to cost and what kind of people we can work with. Okay, now it is the following morning, and as you can see up here, we've got this little notification showing that we've got some bids on our project that we posted. So I'm going to go over here to requests and click manage requests. And as you can see here, we've got 23. So let's go ahead and click on that. And right here basically are just a number of people who have said, hey, I can do the work for $50 and go ahead and order it through me and I'll get started. And, as you can see, this gives us plenty of options to work with. And at any point, we can click on any one of these and just find out more about the individual behind this bid and just find out what they're all about and if they're good at what they do. Let's just check this one out here. So we get a little bit more information about this person. We can see they're from the Philippines. They speak 3 different languages. Got a 100% positive rating. That's pretty good. It's out of 26 different reviews. So, I mean, just based on that and then reviewing this and just kind of getting an idea for what their skill set is and what they can do, that should give us a pretty decent level of comfort with what this person can do. And hopefully they're good enough that they can figure out our problem and get our list sorted. So if we did want to go with this guy, we would just go ahead and click order now, and it would just be $5. And just to give you an idea of what this looks like once you place that order and once you start communicating with the person on the other end, I'm going to go up here and just click on this just to show you one of the past projects I worked on. I'm going to show you what it looked like when I was working with this guy here on a voiceover project. And as you can see, it just kind of gives us the outline of everything that we talked about and how the communication went back and forth in terms of him saying, hey, you know, I will get this done by the deadline. And then he delivered the file to me here. And then I gave him some suggestions for revisions, and then he went ahead and did that, and then gave me another updated version of the audio file that he put together for me. And then I went ahead and gave my review and finished out the project, and the whole thing was $36.75. And I'll just give you a quick listen so you can hear what he sounded like in this final product.
Hello, and thanks for calling. If you're hearing this message right now, you probably just received a letter from us in the mail. I'm really glad you took the time to read that letter and give us a call because I think we can help each other. The reason I sent you that letter is because
And just so you know, that audio clip might sound familiar. That's for a separate blog post I put together on how to put together your own voicemail message. That just kind of gives you an idea for what the communication process looks like between you and the freelancer and how you can get stuff done. And this guy did a really, really good job. I was honestly really surprised. I wasn't expecting a lot for this price, but like I would have gladly paid 2 or 3 times more of that amount just because the quality was great. So this is just another example of somebody I found on Fiverr who was very, very good. And the price just truly cannot be beat for what I got. So that's how Fiverr works, and hopefully that just gives you an idea of how to navigate through their system and how to find somebody who can help you out. Again, it's not necessarily a perfect system, and I wouldn't say that everybody on here, you know, is the best at their craft, but there are definitely some good people on here. And with the review system and just being able to look at their work before you buy anything, it's usually pretty easy to get a good idea for what you're getting before you actually sign up for anything. So that's Fiverr, and hopefully that makes sense on some level. And yeah, if you want to use Fiverr, I do have an affiliate link listed beneath this video where you can click on that, and I will get a small commission if you decide to sign up and use the service. But by all means, don't do it because of that. I'm just disclosing to you that I do have that relationship. And if you think it's the right fit for you, by all means, go forward. And if you don't think this is the right fit, I've also got another video on a different service called Upwork, and I'm going to link to that below. And that service is similar to Fiverr, but I think it's a little bit higher scale. So it's definitely worth checking out that one as well, because that's another great service that I've used for years and had a lot of great results from that. So be sure to check that out too. So yeah, that's all there is to it. Again, if you decide to use Fiverr through my affiliate link below, thank you very much for your support. I appreciate that a lot. And if not, I wish you the best with using your alternative solution. And yeah, that's all there is to it.